don't do it. Don't do it. Do not do it. Do not fall in love with a man. And if you are someone that is even younger than 30 years old, why are you looking to fall in love with a man when you have not fully evolved into your own woman? You have not fully evolved into your own identity. Why are you looking for love in a man? Why are you looking to fall in love with a man? The only love you should be falling in is the love that you fall with yourself. You should be falling head over heels in love with yourself first before you fall in love with a man. Which I am still definitely going to say, don't do it. Don't fall in love with a man. Do not fall in love with a man. It is going to be you having the worst experience here on earth. You're not going to experience this life where you fully are in charge of your experience, where you are fully in charge of your expression. You're not going to have that particular freedom. You're not going to have that particular freedom to fully experience yourself. When you fall in love with a man, you are bringing hell to yourself here on earth. And I'm definitely going to tell you why you shouldn't do this. I'm going to, of course, open your mind and wake you up to this particular reality in case you are still blind. You are still blinded towards it. In case you are still asleep, I am going to wake you up to these facts, to this reality, so you don't make this particular mistake, so you don't create hell on earth for yourself. Now, as a woman, if you want to give birth to children, you don't have to fall in love with a man to do that. You don't have to have a man to do that. If you're financially stable, you have enough income coming in, and you have something that is always bringing money to you on a daily basis, and you've saved up for that child, you can bring your child to this life. You can bring a child into this world. You don't need a man. You don't have to have a man. Now, if you want to get married, you're someone that is interested in getting married because you want to be with a man, you can do this without falling in love with this man, because once you give your heart genuinely and honestly to this man, it has been proven again and again and again that this man will not just insult that gesture, they are going to make sure that you suffer. Would see that thing that you have made known to him, that's that awareness that you love them, that you have shown to them. They're going to use it, and they're going to use it to create hell for you here on earth. They're going to do that. Now let's just get into the video. I'm going to be coming in hot. I am going to be vibrating on this particular topic because this topic is something that is hitting home. It's coming from experience and also from observation, personal observation. So I'm going to be vibrating when I'm talking. Now let's get into it. Do you want to know my name? My name is Nkechi, and this is my channel. Welcome to the channel. That is enough introduction. Let's get into it. So why shouldn't you fall in love with a man? Why is it a risky business? Why is it a business that is going to create hell here on earth for you? It is because of how these men have been programmed. A lot of us don't know this. I actually did not know this until recently, until when I got to, I think, 31, and I started to pay attention to these men individually when I'm having like one-on-one with them, or when I'm looking at them talk in groups, when I'm watching something and they're talking in groups. I started to, add one to one, and I started to see the pattern of their behavior, a pattern of the way they think, and I got to understand that this is because of how they were programmed. Now, they were programmed in a certain way that the love that a woman feels towards them, which is an emotional, a feeling that is coming from an emotional place, is something that they don't have the ability to experience. It's something that they have been programmed not to have the ability to feel for you. It is out of their programming. Now, how did they program this man? Let's talk about everyone in general, both the men and the women. Let's talk about how we were all programmed. Now, the world that we live in right here, right now on earth, is a world that is known as a patriarchal system. And there's a reason why it is called a patriarchal system. Now, when a system is a patriarchal system, it means that men are in charge. Most of the rules were created by men, and it is for men. It is a system that is for men and, against every other thing is just for men. Men are in charge, men are leading, men are the ones that have the access to a lot of things, income, work spaces. They're the ones that have access to having fun, pleasure, you know, because this is a system that has been created for them to exist in, and a system that benefits them existing in it. Do you know this? Did you know this before? When I heard patriarchal system before, I never really thought deep into it. I never really saw how it was affecting me as a woman. I never really thought it was even affecting me as a woman, because I was comfortable the way I was living. Even though I wasn't happy, I was just comfortable, and I never really thought about how it is all affecting me, or how it was going to affect me in the long run. I thought it was a normal and a simple thing until I started to, you know, see how this is steady affecting me as a human being, as a woman living in this particular reality. And that is when I started to dig deep to understand, what is this particular system, why is it against women? And then I saw a lot. Now that's the system that we live in, that is the world that we live in. Now there's a matriarchal system, there's a patriarchal system. A matriarchal system is a system for women, and a matriarchal system is a system that women actually accommodate men. I have seen matriarchal system, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, that are very accommodating, because women are nurturers. Women are created to be natural nurturers, natural. We're accommodating, we're loving, we're inclusive, you know, and that is why a woman's system is going to accommodate a man. A woman's system is going to be for all. But let's keep that aside and talk about the system that is being operated right now, because this is the system that this man lives in, and this is the system that you want to fall in love with this man that this system has programmed. Like, so that's the system that we live in. That's the system that is being operated in the world that we live in. Now let's bring this down to us that are blacks, us that are in Africa. Apart from this system that is being operated in our world, we should also remember that we were colonized. We were colonized. We were, let me call it like, our whole culture, tradition, our identity, our heritage, our history, everything about us was colonized, hijacked. It means that everything that we practice right now, everything that we're practicing right now, every freaking thing, from the educational system to the religious system to the economic system to every freaking system, has been colonized and infiltrated. It has been changed. It has been, however you want to, the English you want to use. It is not our system. It is an outside system. It is something that was forced in us. It was installed in us. Okay, so apart from the patriarchal system, this is another thing that has happened to us, the black. This is something that has happened to us as Africans, and a lot of us are lost. A lot of us are miseducated because of this particular system that was installed in us. Now, this particular system that came to hijack the Africans, that came to hijack the black, actually taught us something that still made women more suppressed and men in charge. Actually taught us something that made us women, like made the black woman feel lesser than a human being, because this system again, or this particular system, or this particular colonizers, they came in with some religious beliefs and some teachings for the society that made, you know, everything all about man, everything all about a man, and then, you know, kept the woman aside, you know, kept the woman as things to be oppressed. Okay, so let's have that at the back of our mind why I am saying this. Now, this is the world that we live in. I just wanted to paint a picture for you. So if you're a black person, you should understand that you live in a world that is a patriarchal system that is being, yes, a patriarchal system is in charge. And also, if you're black, you should know that everything that you're practicing, everything that you think you know, everything that you think that makes your identity right now isn't your identity, isn't yours. It was given to you by the colonizers. Have that at the back of your mind. Okay, let's move on. Now, this is how these men were programmed in this particular system, even the women. Now, the men were taught to believe that they are the ones in charge. They are the ones that have access to almost every freaking thing, you know, lands, resources, which is lands, money. You know, they are the one in charge of everything on earth, every living thing on earth. This is what they have taught them. They've taught them that this world is for them. They were created and the world was made for them, and the woman came to support. Now, in some religious texts, They made it look like God created the man first, and when he saw that the man was bored and lonely, he decided to bring the woman into the picture, saying the world was created, and with everything that was created in it, God thought that the only being that should come into existence and enjoy the whole thing that was created was a man. So he built the world for a man, and then for a while the man was, bored and lonely. He tried to bring a woman. But have this in mind, religious texts and beliefs made you understand, or makes us to understand, that the man was the one first in this world. The man was the one that this world was created for, right? And the woman just came because the man was lonely. Now, this particular belief system or this particular teachings is something that makes a person feel like they are the ones that are special, and every other thing is less special because they came first. They are the ones that were placed in charge, and they are the ones that God deemed fit to rule, to make decisions, to take responsibility, because they are the ones that this world was created for. That is what that particular teaching, that is the kind of programming it installs on a person. So a woman and a man hearing this particular teaching, we believe that, oh, the man is the one that has this world, the man is the one that is in charge. I am just here following his order, following his, but the woman is not considered to be a human being or somebody that is fully responsible for her own decisions or for her own, even to think. How can she believe that when the world already was created for a man? But I want you, as you're hearing me, I want it to be, if you can critically think, I want you to be putting these things side by side. There is a God, which in almost a lot of religion, they made it look like the God of this world is a man. The God of this world is a man. The spirits, the angels, almost all of them, they are men, because this world again is the world of a man. Right now, you see that almost everything, every space has been taken over by men, and women are just lesser, because again, this world was for men. Everything that made this world come to pass is a male god or a male spirit or a male energy. Okay, now let's keep that particular teachings from the religious belief aside, and let's move on to the other teachings that society teaches a man or teaches a woman, other parts, let's spread it out. Now, society will let a man believe that he's the one that is in charge of a household. He's the head of the house. He's the master of the house. He is the one that, again, is in charge of the household. So whatever it is that he says goes. And this is something that has been practiced, or that has been in practice for a very long freaking time. I don't know how long. I'm just 30 something years old, but I know that this has been happening for longer than that, because I came into a household where my mom was, she was the smartest and the most hardworking woman and the most talented and everything, but then she submits to a man that is not even half of what she is. A man that is not even quarter of what she is as a woman. But she submits, because this is what the world has taught her. So I want to believe that it has been happening even before her time. For her to have that particular mentality and understanding, it means that this is something that has been happening, before her own time, before her own mother's time, like that. Okay, that's for society. Now, society, not just society. Now, I've talked about society. Now, every other aspect, every other thing is always pointing fingers towards this being a man's world, this being a man's place, this being a man's space, this being all about men. And this is something that has been installed on every woman and on every man. So men are being taught to believe that they are in charge of other species or other living things. Let's call it living things. They are in charge of women, they are in charge of the animals, they are in charge of water, food, trees, kini. They are all in charge. And for this reason, they make the decision and every other thing follows. So in this particular world, a woman is not considered to be a full human being. If you have been following history, if you have been following what has been happening, and how the world has been evolving from the old history, you would understand that for a very long time, women did not have access to money, women did not have access to resources, they did not have access to a lot of things. Women did not even have access to their own decisions. Decisions were made for them. If not for their father making the decision, it is for their uncle that is making the decision, or a man in their house, a relative, or their brother, or then their husband, or their sons. A woman has never made decision for herself until this period that we are living, and we are seeing how the world is evolving, how women are saying enough is enough. I can make my decision, I can take care of myself. Because a lot of the men that were making decisions for these women back then were leading their family into, like I said, hell. They were leading their family into, like, let me say, astray, leading family into their doom, leading people into, because they were making stupid decisions, because these men were not even taught on how to make proper decisions. They were not even taught on how to actually take proper decisions. They were not even taught on how to think. You know, they just put them in charge, no matter how they are, young, stubborn, useless, irresponsible, I don't even know what name to call, but even smart, intelligent, because some of them are smart and intelligent, but they're not even aware, self-aware. But then every aspect, every one of them, all of them were put in charge, and they were leading people, leading women that were smart enough to actually help build the family. They were leading these women astray, leading them into their doom, leading them into frustration, leading them into sadness and sorrow, into debt, into so many things. And this made a lot of women say enough is enough. We need to stand up for ourselves. We need to start making decisions for ourselves. If not, we're going to live a life where these men are in charge and they're in control, and they're going to keep creating a reality where we are all suffering together, because they are always making decisions with their legs and not their head. They're always making decisions that, you know, that is full of greed, that has, like, I don't know what else to use, but a woman said enough is enough. But I feel like I am even deviating from the point that I want to make. Let me find my way back. So from everything that has been happening in history and now to this period, you're going to realize that men has always have this thing in their head that they're the ones in charge, that they're the ones that is capable and responsible enough to make decisions for women, and they don't see women as their equal. They do not see women as their equal. They do not see women as a full human being that has rights and responsibilities, or that have abilities to take care of themselves, that has choice. They don't see women as that. They don't see women as people that are equal. They see women as property, as something lesser than a human being. They see women as a lot of things and never as an equal. And this is the reason why you falling in love with a man that has been programmed by that particular system is you creating hell for yourself. Because first of all, the man is not even seeing you as a full human being. The man is not seeing you as an equal human being. The man is not even seeing you as somebody that has an opinion towards anything, that somebody that should have an opinion towards anything. The man is not seeing you as somebody that is capable of thinking. He's not seeing you as somebody that should be capable of thinking. Now, I saw a video recently where a man was making one particular point that I think that he was making, and he said something so stupid and so ignorant, and I was like, is this the type of men that we were expected to be under? He said that these days he sees a lot of women hustling and trying to catch up, you know, by making money, and they are being innovative and trying to be resourceful. That what do we think we are? That's who he wished that we can go back to the time when all women do is just to be at home, be domestic, and just give birth, and just, he didn't even say give birth, just keep popping babies for us, keep popping. The way he said it, he was very rude, he was very ignorant, he was very stupid in saying that. Like, that was the most stupidest thing that I've ever seen in my life. Saying he wished that we can go back to that time when women are only domestic and they are only just there popping babies, not out here thinking that they can be, you know, who they are right now, because shit is annoying. And I believe that that particular man is making that particular statement because maybe the woman in his life or the women around him are actually being successful, and him himself has not been able to come around in, you know, creating something that will make him successful. Him himself has not been able to come around in, you know, building something for himself, and for that reason he's jealous, he's angry, and it is actually questioning his manhood, because a woman is doing it better than him, and he's asking, why are they giving these women chances? Why are they even allowing this woman? That is what he said. That's what he was trying to say. And I was like, is this the people that we're expected to be under? And I actually had like a physical conversation with somebody. I went to a gym and had a conversation with somebody in the gym, and he said this same thing. A man, he said the same thing, and I was laughing, and I was like, why is it that it is now that I have become like awake and aware of myself, like I've become awake of the world I live in, I've become awake in the world that I live in, that I am seeing this almost everywhere that I go to. Like, we're having a conversation, and this guy made almost the same statement saying that he is a very traditional man. He believes that a woman is meant to submit. He believes that a woman is meant to be loyal. A woman is meant to be under him and is supposed to lead. Now, what the fuck are you leading her to? Where the fuck are you leading her to? When I was having a conversation with him, he could not even stand what I was saying. He could not even comprehend or understand what I was saying. And I'm like, okay, imagine me and you being in a relationship. Where would you lead me to? Where would you lead me to when you are here stuck, thinking low, thinking less, thinking limited, thinking, you said, I'm a traditional man, I'm a leader, I'm a born leader, I'm there to protect her, I'm there to... Okay, apart from those things that you're saying, what else can you bring to the table? Like, what else can you bring to the table that will make a woman feel so secured enough to give you her energy or her space or give you herself? It was not making any sense. And this is somebody that they expect us to fall in love with. This is somebody that a lot of women would fall in love with and say that, oh, God has blessed them with a man. Sis, if you decide to do it, if you decide to fall in love with a man, good luck with you. Good luck to you and the hell that you're creating. Good luck to you and the hell that you have decided to create for yourself, because these men will render you. They will use you because this is what they have taught them to do. They have taught them to use you because you were here to quench their loneliness. You were here to cover up their loneliness.